The countdown is on. We are now just 1 week away from a total solar eclipse of the sun. She says total eclipse of the heart, but we're talking about a total eclipse of the sun. I can't wait. More than 31 million Americans in 15 different states live in the so-called, they call it the path of totality. Plenty are already traveling to experience this very rare event, which will pump an estimated $1 billion with a B into local economies. So that includes Rochester, New York, where Nancy Chen got a preview of how cities are getting ready for something they call eclipse tourism.
In Rochester, New York, the buzz is going far beyond the beer at Rohrbach Brewery.
I think people do really embrace the fact that it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Owner John Urlaub's latest creation, Totality Black Lager, a limited edition drink to celebrate the eclipse.
Love you guys. It seems like people are coming into town. They want to gather around something. Might as well have a beer while you're at it.
Beer is kind of a social thing, so I think that's perfect too. And I think as people travel into town, they want to make sure that they can tell their family or their kids or their grandkids that they were in Rochester, New York on April 8th, 2024.
Named as one of the best places to watch the eclipse, the city's population could more than double over the weekend, with 300,000 to 500,000 visitors. Hotels have largely been sold out for months.
Your job revolves around the eclipse.
24/7, 365, at least until April 9th.
Dan Schneiderman is the Eclipse Partnerships Coordinator for the Rochester Museum and Science Center, which is planning a 3-day festival.
What is the sense of awe that it inspires?
There's something that kind of hits you at the heart. It's just not only a scientific phenomenon, but an emotional one as well.
What happens during an eclipse?
So when the geometry works out, the moon will pass directly in front of the sun and block it out. During a total solar eclipse, the moon will completely block out the sun's disk, causing not quite a nighttime effect, it's like a deep dusk.
Hailed by some as the travel phenomenon of the year, up to 4 million people could journey to take in the eclipse around the U.S., with Delta and Southwest among those offering special trips to see it from the sky. There's been a 1,000% increase in Airbnb searches for stays along the path of totality, and Texas alone could see up to 1 million visitors. Experts compare the tourism impact to holding 50 Super Bowls around the country simultaneously.
I've never seen an event draw so many people to put together.
Rochester Mayor Malik Evans sees it as an opportunity to showcase his community, one that's expecting to rake in anywhere between $10 to $12 million next weekend.
What does it mean to you to be mayor of the city during this time?
It's very humbling to be just a part of this history, and I hope that it's something that future generations will look back on and say, wow, they did it right back in 24. They knew how to party. They knew how to have a good time. So that is a great opportunity to market our city from an economic development standpoint, but also as a place where people may want to live one day. I'm hoping that someone can say, I chose to live in Rochester because I was there during that eclipse, and I decided to never go home.
You never know. You never know.
We're a little skeptical about that.
I will say the next visible total solar eclipse to cross over the U.S. won't be for more than 2 decades. And if you can't travel, you can still experience this excitement because 99% of people in the U.S. will be able to see at least a partial eclipse next Monday. If you go out, though, and see it, in New York City, you can get about 90% visibility if the weather holds out. Make sure, as Vlad has
the mayor is
done.
a big cheerleader for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Austin,
Yes,
Texas.
they don't work indoors. They don't work indoors. I get it.
Somebody, and you look up at the sun.
I can't see anything, Nancy.
Look into the light, Gayle.
Yeah.
This is silly glasses aside. It's an emotional experience because we spend all day looking at our phones.
Yes.
Most of us can't even see the stars.
Exactly.
And this is a time where we get to...
Plus, the next one won't be until August 2044. I might not be around for that, so this one...
Vlad. Vlad.
I mean, you never know.
Calling Dr. LeBouk, I think you're fine.
You're gonna be, but this is nice. I was hoping to get a pair of these. You're going to be out there, too.
I'm going to be down there in
Be there,
Dallas,
Tony,
yeah.
Our coverage.
Bring your glasses.
Yep.
All right, bring those glasses.
Very
You're going to
excited.
need them. Don't look at the sun without them, Tony.